guys are doing well. It's another new day. It's coming to just 6 in the morning where I live, and I'm just getting ready to go for a morning run. Those who are new here, you will not know, but if you're not new here, you will know that yesterday we decided to do like a little kind of, so to say, challenge where we are actually encouraging ourselves and deciding to become consistent, where we're encouraging ourselves and saying we will do activities that enable us to be consistent for just 5 days. I'm not calling you to commit for eternity. It's just 5 days of commitment that we are saying we want to just do 5 days of every single day, and we will do half an hour of activity for 5 days. So we're doing this for half an hour every single day consistently for 5 days to allow us to be able to kind of just get into the mood. And so why am I doing this? Because obviously if you do something only once and expect to see differences, it is almost like you're deceiving yourself. You'll not be able to see much shifts unless you commit to it. But if you tell you to commit to something for 100 days, that will be like something which looks like a tall order. I remember there's a time that we have done 100 days of hydration challenge, and I can tell you that was really an interesting moment of my life, because it was really nice to be able to commit with other ladies and other guys to do that, and it was really fun to see how people engaged in it. But at the end of the day, it was also really much more difficult, because it just meant that every single day you have to remember to post, you have to remember to do this, and it felt a little bit like legalistic at some point. It felt at some point to go to a point where you're just feeling like I'm just doing it to get to the end, if you know what I mean. And then if you do, let's say, for example, 30 days, which is an amazing amount of time, also you find it has got its own challenges. But let's say if you do baby steps, let's say you just commit to 3 days of consistency, or 5 days of consistency, or 10 days of consistency, then it's those baby steps that really make a difference. It's those baby steps that really matter. And as you're going through those baby steps, hopefully you're challenging yourself and telling yourself, I can be able to become much more consistent. I can be able to become much more better at it. And so why 30 minutes? Because obviously that's what is recommended in the UK. The NHS recommends at least half an hour or 30 minutes of kind of moderate intensity activities. This could be anything really. It could be like walking, it could be like running, something that will help you kind of raise up your heartbeat a little bit. So once your heartbeat raises up a little bit, it means that kind of in a way you start to work out your heart, and maybe that's in a way that's why they call it cardio, because it has some level of impact on your heart, and that has got so many benefits that you can benefit from it at the end of the day. So it's kind of in a way getting to a point where you decide what you really want to do. I decided I will just continue with my running. I already run anyway, and so we'll just be like half an hour of a run. I don't care much now about the kilometers. I don't care whether I'll do 4 kilometers in half an hour, or that whether I'll do 3 kilometers in half an hour, or whether I'll do 1 kilometer in half an hour, because it's not a matter of the kilometers that I'm doing, but it's more the matter of the time that I'm involved in those levels of activity. And then of course, once you do that level of activity, you might want to choose the intensity that works for you. If you're really, let's say, like advanced, you might want to do, let's say, a higher intensity training. You might as well do higher intensity interval training. So maybe you can do like brisk walking, and then you get to a point where you rest a little bit and then brisk walk again. If you're running, you might want to choose to pace your run in such a way that you're running, let's say, much more faster, and then a little bit slower, and that's like that. So you do the interval training. That will be amazing. But also just doing the normal thing, really. As I said, for some of us, we may find that if you go to do, for example, 30 minutes of exercise can be really like a tall order, because that's not really something that you're used to. And for some of us, 30 minutes is actually like a walk through the park. You just kind of tell yourself, I know, well, I can just go out there and I get myself into wherever that I need to do. It doesn't matter where you are. My desire is that we can meet you where you are. We can be able to do this together where you are. If you're really advanced at it, it is still good. You can be able to get better at it. But if you're still starting at the baby steps should never be a reason why you shouldn't be involved in anything whatsoever. So kind of in a way, just being able to meet you where you are and being able to do with you what you can comfortably do. If it is swimming, you can as well do the swimming. If it is, I mean, it doesn't really, I don't have rules for this. As I say, it is not like a proper challenge where you say you have to commit to this and do that. It's just half an hour really, and half an hour that you choose will works well for you. Half an hour where you choose what you want to do. Half an hour where you choose the time that you want to do. I prefer exercising in the morning, and that's why I said it's coming to 6 in the morning where I live, and I prefer to go in the morning because if I don't do it in the morning, forget, you're not going to get me going into exercising later in the day. But if for you it works better if you've got to go, let's say, later in the day, or you can, if you're working in the office, you can as well choose to do like a lunchtime walk where you decide, instead of maybe staying in the office and chatting through and with colleagues, you can actually use the half an hour and decide and say, I'm going actually to go out and do a walk during lunch hour or in the evening. Or if you have kids, you can actually do school drop off and then walk back home or things like that. There are so many easy ways of doing that. Only one caveat to this is that if you're committing to do this, the best thing will be, do not do, let's say, 10 minutes now and then another 10 minutes and then another 10 minutes. It will be nice to do it as continuous activity. So if you're starting off, let's say, in the morning, go for a run and try to do it consistently for half an hour. And so once you do it consistently for a half an hour, it means that anything else that you will be doing will actually be like supplementary, so to say. It will be like an addition. So if you're going for half an hour and then later on you find maybe you have 10 minutes to go out with a colleague for a coffee, or you have 10 minutes to do something, or you have an opportunity to walk back home rather than taking a bus or driving, that means you have extra time. That means you're adding on top of that half an hour. So half an hour is a minimum, and half an hour will be good if you're doing it, let's say, as I said, doing it consistently. So if you're starting, let's say, at 7, you're doing until 7:30, not doing at like 7 and then 7:10 and then coming back later. Those little 10 minutes can still work out, but let those little 10 minutes be like an extra, because you're kind of committing, and the commitment is deciding and saying, I will do this for the next half an hour, and then after that I will do this for the other 3 more days. So today is day number 2, as I've said, and then the other days we've got Thursday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So it's not going to be for a long time. It's not going to be something that we are asking you maybe to do it for a very long time. Nope. As I said, it's just something that we will be doing for a short period of time, and this just kind of in a way encouraging us, getting us out of our comfort zone, so to say, getting us out of those places and spaces where we feel like we have settled, so that we can be able to start up. And I believe if you can do that for 5 days, then you can still tell yourself, if I've done for 5 days, I can actually do another 7 days, I can actually do another whatever, and eventually before you realize, you'll have actually been able to do it for a longer time. So it's kind of in a way starting you off on the course, giving you the resources that you need. As they say, if you want to go far, go together, and if you want to go first, go alone. So because we don't want to go far, we want to go far. That's why we are inviting us to do it with a community, to do it with people, as I usually say, people in common unity, right? Those are you and me who are part of this tribe. It's you and me who do life together. It's you and me who are part of this community, who are part of this tribe, that we can actually decide and say, we will build each other up. We will decide and say, we will strengthen each other up. We'll decide and say, we are committing to this together as a team, together as one. Song used to sing like that. If you're old as I am, you'll know that we are together as one. In doing that together as one, doing that together as a team, gives you that opportunity to be able to rise up, to be able to be strengthened when you feel a little bit more discouraged, when you feel a little bit more disappointed, when you feel a little bit more despondent. You can be actually able to tell yourself, I still have got to keep going, because I've got my brothers and sisters who are doing this together with me. And so that brings us to the end of day 2 recording. I'm gonna go out right now for a run for half an hour, as I said, and then when I come back, I'll do a little short to short, like kind of to confirm my run. And if you wanna confirm it, or you're doing this with us, feel free to chime in. Feel free to comment. Feel free to leave us a message to know how this is getting on for you. Feel free to kind of just, yeah, catch up with us and let us know you're doing this together with us. As I said, it's something that we are already doing, and we're just plugging in with you guys to kind of encourage us all to keep going, because we want to go far and not just to go further. I pray that you know that you're loved, celebrated, and appreciated. I pray that you have a lovely day, and it's my prayer that you will continue to prosper and be in good health, even as your soul prospers. Have a fantastic day. Enjoy. God bless, and I shall catch up again with you tomorrow, which will be day 3 of these activities.